rising storm. I'm forged in the fire, a new heart reborn. With every breath, with every stride, God, I'm your warrior, with you as my guide. Through the valleys of shadow, through the rising storm, I'm forged in the fire, a new heart reborn.
See where I can go. There he is. Hi everybody. I hope my unicorn warriors are doing fabulous, great, and wonderful, and all the great things. Alright, I want to go over this article that was written by Fitz News. Well, it says April 22nd, 2025. So, and it's supposed to kind of give us, I guess, some more information about his passing and the wheelchair, maybe, that he had. I know yesterday I released Warrior Chris Skinner, and I had a follow-up message for after that. Does that mean that I believe Chris did it? No. Do I believe that it is suspicious? Yes. And so, with that being said, my message was mainly saying that, well, like, certain people seem to think that it was just ruled that because, like, an insurance scam or something, when actually it's something else. And I just wanted for people to be mindful of the children and family members that are surviving. So, into this article, Chris Skinner's death, or sinister submersion. Y'all, these words be wording me. For those who knew Chris Skinner and those following his story, the disconnect between the man and his manner of death is not easily reconcilable. And then I don't know if it plays the actual footage of him at the pool. And then it says, newly uncovered civil rights complaint filed in 2017 by Chris Skinner and Susie Skinner, a couple from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, is raising new questions about Chris Skinner's unsettling death 4 years later. This narrative-altering document detailed a personal struggle tied directly to the pool where Chris Skinner would later lose his life, or according to some, take his own life. One of several suspicious deaths tied to the ongoing saga of embattled Palmetto State pastor John Paul Miller. The complaint reframed the location in question, the Emmers Preserve Pool, as a space at the center of the ongoing dispute between the Skinners and their homeowners association, a location where Chris, who was paralyzed, was repeatedly denied access despite requesting reasonable accommodations that would have allowed him to safely enjoy his neighborhood amenity. And then a S in this place would contradict the core value Chris Skinner consistently embodied: faith, y'all see the word, and triumph over tragedy. At only 20 years of age, Chris Skinner was serving in Army National Guard and living the fast-paced life of a college student when tragedy struck. A devastating car crash involving a drunk driver left him paralyzed from the chest down, an event that could have ended his sense of purpose. Instead, it launched a powerful transformation. Exactly, and that's one thing that I respect so much out of Chris, because I've known people that tragedy has struck them and they became some of the most evil people that you have ever met. Like, it would just blow your mind how, oh my goodness, y'all. Chris chose to rewrite his story using his own experiences as a platform to educate and inspire others. Life matters, Chris said. Make it count. Exactly. This mantra resonated through his speeches, writing, and daily interactions. For Chris, this wasn't just a phrase. It was a philosophy forged in hardship and reaffirmed through resilience. He didn't just survive paralysis, he transcended it. Alright, so Fitz News has this article up. I'm trying to see what other stuff. I know I saw a comment earlier saying that maybe Chris had done that to like prove a point. Which, I mean, yeah, I mean, if he was going to prove a point, he would have had somebody there to help prove that point. You know what I mean? Like, he wouldn't have just did it with nobody there, and then what happened. You get what I'm saying? But I am right now waiting on a phone call. So hopefully I will get a call back soon. And I can add it to this video. If not, I will put it in a separate one. But I also want... Alright, a little side note. As I was going back and re-listening to the Chris Skinner article and thinking back on the comment that I saw earlier on, I think it was Miss Ann's live that she had today. And I'm wondering, because I could be wrong, but I haven't heard anything about this pool situation that I guess like they were, I don't want to say like having a fight or whatever, but an issue with the accommodations and things for Chris to be able to go in and out the pool area as he pleases. And in the comment that I read earlier was saying that maybe Chris had did that to prove a point to the HOA. And then this Fitz News article is talking about, you know, they were trying to like get those accommodations, or they had issues with the HOA. So could this be like another narrative trying to be fed? Or did this actually happen? And maybe y'all have heard about this before, but this is the first I've heard about the whole accommodation things from the HOA, and then, you know, like them pretty much having like a dispute about it. And then that comment today, because I'm thinking, well, why would Chris do that by himself to prove a point? Like, to me, that just, it don't make sense. Because what point would you be proving if you're not there to see the accommodations? Or, you know, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just, I don't know, just something about it. It just, like, is it another narrative? Or did this actually happen? The dispute? And I would think there would be a lot better way of trying to, I guess, prove a point. Or if he was trying to prove a point, like someone be there with him to rescue or save him, or, you know, like there's other ways of proving a point without you losing your life. So that just, I don't know, it just kind of makes me go, and, you know, let me know. I mean, have y'all heard of these allegations before? And if so, if you could tell me more about them, or about the allegations, and or let me know if this is the first time hearing about it too, and let me know what you think about the whole proving a point situation. Does that make sense to y'all? Alright, so back to the updates and Mica's law being introduced to South Carolina. So I'll let y'all get to that. Mica's law being introduced in Carolina. And we have, it's about the only article there really is of it. South Carolina lawmakers introduced coercive control bill nearly 1 year after Mica Miller's suicide. Horry County lawmaker has introduced a coercive control bill in the South Carolina Senate nearly 1 year after which we know she did not, of Mica Miller Francis. Republican State Senate Stephen Goldfinch of Murrells Inlet introduced the bill during Tuesday's regular session. It was read a first time and referred to the that's a word, y'all, committee. The bill looks to amend the South Carolina Code of Laws by adding section 16-25-140 so as to create the offense of coercive control over another person to provide examples of the type of behavior and evidence that may be used to support the offense, to provide penalty, and to define terms related to coercive control. And then it gives a timeline. And Regina Ward, the attorney for Mica's family, urged lawmakers last June to pass a coercive control bill. 4 years ago, a South Carolina lawmaker filed a bill that would criminalize coercive control with punishments up to 10 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. Since that time, efforts to get such law on the books have stalled in both chambers of the General Assembly. Alright, so that is wonderful. That's great news. We still have a long way to go, though, because we've still got to get the word out, spread the awareness, have people know the signs, know what support and what help they can get, and to be able to get away safely. So we still have a lot to go for this, but I wanted to go ahead and bring these updates, and I had some more updates which I might just fill in later and put in here. So, but I'm gonna get to work. So if today's your birthday, happy birthday. Love y'all. Oh, also another side note too, which I'll probably put this at the end. But yeah, I know some people like get concerned with me like driving or being in my car and stuff like that. No need to worry. You're up here on my windshield. I'm not messing with anything. Hands on steering wheel. And I do this when I'm not distracted on where I'm going, or so. But so yeah. And like me doing it at home, anybody that's ever talked to me on the phone, even like concerning the whole case and stuff, anybody, when I'm at my house, and that's usually where I'm at. I'm either at my house, in my house, or I'm in my car. So, and when I am at my house, I have 9 fur babies that they're like, it's like having 9 toddlers, and all day they will have nothing to bark about. But as soon as I get on the phone, my house is like, woo, 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 and you can't hear a word I'm saying, and I can't hear a word they're saying. So the reason behind, and I personally feel more comfortable in my car. I've always been like that. So, but yeah, so I just wanted to let y'all know, to kind of ease your mind some, that when I am filming in my car, I'm either parked, or if I am driving, y'all are up here, and as you can see, both my hands on the steering wheel, and I can still see everything around me. So, but I appreciate y'all though, and I appreciate the ones that worry, and but I just wanted to kind of ease your mind there and kind of give you a little backstory on why I'm always in my car whenever I do this. So, yeah. But, alright, thanks. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know your thoughts. And if today's your birthday, happy birthday!